Good morning, everyone. I'm Bob McCauley with Loudoun County Economic Development. We're going to start off this morning with a short video to introduce you to Loudoun County and show you one of the reasons why it's so special to us.
Welcome to Loudoun County, Virginia. From the nation's capital to the Blue Ridge Mountains, vibrant and full of life, connected with infinite opportunities. Loudoun County, where you can work hard, play hard, and live well. From elegant communities and planned villages to scenic farmland, enjoy any lifestyle you desire. Loudoun's diverse population offers an infinite number of cultural experiences. Healthy, safe, and secure, our residents are free to achieve their dreams. Located just 30 minutes from the nation's capital, Loudoun offers unrivaled opportunity for business. Home of Dulles International Airport and a hub for most of the world's internet traffic, Loudoun offers easy access to the global economy. In Loudoun, a highly educated workforce is at your fingertips. Investment in critical infrastructure drives economic growth. Loudoun is home to over 35 award-winning wineries, as well as diverse historic and cultural attractions. Numerous parks and trails provide access to the great outdoors. Culinary attractions ranging from high elegance and farm fresh to modern theaters and vibrant nightlife. Loudoun's after-hour opportunities are endless. Work hard, play hard, and live well with us in Loudoun County, Virginia.
All right, everybody good this morning? A little tired? The sun's out. I've been here 4 days, first time I've seen the sun. All right, let's start out by giving you an introduction to Loudoun County. We are, as you can see, right outside Washington, D.C. I don't know if many of you have been to Washington, D.C., but if you were in Washington, did you fly into Washington Dulles International Airport? Because that's Loudoun County. You've already been to Loudoun County. I'm going to give you a little introduction to why we're special. We are number one in investment in Virginia for 2 years in a row, and for 9 years in a row, we've had the highest income of any county in America. Now, let that sink in for a moment. There are over 3,000 counties in America, and we've been number one in income 9 years in a row. I'll go through what makes us number one as we go through the presentation, but everywhere in the world I go, I'm asked, why is Loudoun number one for money? Well, you're about to find out. Our job growth is one of the strongest in America, and the data center market, top in the world. Right in Loudoun County, there are two companies. One is called AOL, America Online. The other one is called WorldCom. AOL brought the internet into people's home. WorldCom provided the internet backbone for every government agency in Washington, D.C. The internet that you guys use every single day started in Loudoun County. I include this slide just because we're not only IT, we're not only data centers, we actually have a very high quality of life. I've lived in Loudoun for over 20 years. I enjoy going to the beach, I enjoy going to the mountains, the wine country, the horse farms. I also enjoy going to the embassies, Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. We have a lot to offer within just 1 hour's drive. This should be interesting to almost everybody in the room. We're one of the fastest growing counties in America. We're the fourth fastest growing county for population, for people moving there. Look at that slide. Over 50% of the people moving to Loudoun County are from Asia. China, India, South Korea, Taiwan. That's how popular we are with the Asian community. I can't even tell you how many chambers of commerce there are for businesses in Loudoun County. The Asian Chamber of Commerce, the Taiwanese Chamber of Commerce, the Chinese, Korean Trade Group. I've been to all of them at this point. I've worked in this job for a year, and the Asian community is doing extremely well. Look at that slide with this 15%. Loudoun is right here. Highlighted, it's like a big fat L. 15% increase in people moving there compared to the areas around us. That is a startling statistic. I think the word is out that you can be successful in Loudoun. This shows the income. In yellow, you have the United States average income. It's about 50,000 US dollars a year. Virginia, about 60, DC, about 85. There's Loudoun County. The average income is $122,000 a year, and it's only going up every year, which is why we have such a population growth, as you can see. People have figured out that they want to be successful, they can come to Loudoun. One of the many things I'm asked about is our educated, well, I should say our public school system, which is excellent. Our education, very, very good. College or higher, there are lots of opportunities, but it's especially the workforce. A lot of companies that are interested in Loudoun have told me that where they are, they just can't attract all the educated people that they need because they've hired them all, and they really can't bring any more in. That's not a problem around the DC area, especially Loudoun County. We have a very educated workforce. We have one of the strongest IT sectors in America. Here are just some of the world-class research and higher education people in Loudoun, companies, universities. You've maybe heard of some of them. Here are Loudoun businesses. China Telecom is special to me because that was right when I started. They opened their data center in Loudoun. It started at 400,000 square feet. Trust me, that's a big data center. And I was amazed at how big they were, and they're still growing. Facebook, I'm sure you all mostly know and use. They have one of the largest data centers in the world, right in Loudoun. I'll briefly touch on the foreign trade zone. The foreign trade zone is around Dulles Airport, about a 60-mile radius, and it's where you can bring in the widgets, duty-free, put them together, and send them out duty-free. This is important for many businesses because you can save thousands, if not millions of dollars in taxes by utilizing the foreign trade zone. I'll be sitting back there. Yesterday, a lot of people had questions about that, so I'll be happy to answer them later. One of our most important assets in Loudoun is our airport. We have an international airport with nonstop flights to over 50 countries throughout the world, with nonstop and indirect flights to over 100 countries in the world. It is without question one of the reasons that many businesses have picked Loudoun. I get asked about the Dulles Airport and our public schools more than any other issue. The next big thing to happen to Loudoun is connection to the Washington Metro. For those of you who haven't been to Washington, our subway system is called the Washington Metro. It goes all over Washington, D.C., and just recently they've announced they're coming out to Loudoun County. It's called the Silver Line, and that's Dulles Airport, and that's Loudoun. That's where the Metro is coming out, and it's very significant because it's going to connect us to the rest of Washington, D.C., and 90% of our new commercial real estate development is within a half mile of the Washington Metro, 90%. Loudoun Possible was dreamed up because of all the companies that have moved to Loudoun and been successful. They kept saying, boy, anything's possible in Loudoun. And we thought, that's a good marketing scheme. So we came up with this slide and the concept of Loudoun Possible. This is one of the many live, work, play environments. They live in the apartments, they work in the offices, they play in the restaurants and bars and clubs and movie theaters. This was designed not just by Loudoun, but throughout America. This is a very popular thing in America because of the demographic we call the millennials. That's roughly 30-year-old, late 20s. They don't want a heavy commute to work. They don't want to have to do a lot of driving. They're attracted to places where they can live, walk to work, play in the area. And this is the Gramercy District, started by a Chinese businessman named Min Lee, which is a multi-billion-dollar project And Microsoft has just announced that they're investing $100 million into it. This will be completed in 3 years. And incidentally, my office is just on the other side of it. I use this just as a quick slide to show how companies and jobs are doing in Loudoun with the investment in the space. We are judged, all of us EDOs, on how many jobs we help create, the square footage of the leasing, the dollar value brought in. This is Loudoun County just last year, 1.39 billion. This year, 2.32 billion. To give you an example of how Loudoun County is doing, look at that slide. From our economic development wins, last year it has gone up like that. 2015, the year I was higher, I always joke, look at the increase. And quickly, one of the things that an economy needs if you're going to be successful is a diversification. We have people in our economic development who handle every one of these clusters. Data centers were number one, IT at the top, healthcare, cybersecurity, federal contracting, aerospace, retail, agriculture. If anybody's in agricultural business here, we have a very strong agricultural economy of farming, dairy, beef, horse, wineries. My favorite, international, because that's my cluster. We have over 125 international companies in Loudoun, and it's growing every year. That's me with our governor promoting us. That's China, Korea. These are some of the global partners we have. I'm sure you recognize some of them. And finally, because of everything you've seen, for 2 years in a row, Loudoun County has been voted the happiest county in America. I'm not sure exactly what constitutes this or how they go about voting for it, but one of the things that I am impressed with is you have a high income, but you still have a high quality of life because things aren't so expensive. You can still afford a nice home, cars in the garage, pool in the backyard, and it's, as you can see, most of the counties right on the East Coast, no offense to the West Coast intended there, but come check us out. Come ask me about what makes Loudoun special. I'll be happy to answer your questions. Thank you very much.